Hello friends, how are you? Welcome to your own channel Meedu Study. I am your friend Ashutosh from I am Indore, and friends, in Meedu Study, as you all know about our series which is Dream IM series in which we are preparing for CAT 21, and in 75 days and 75 videos we are doing the comprehensive coverage of entire CAT syllabus. Already we have given you multiple videos on subjects, and every day at 9 a.m. fresh there is a new video. Our today's video, my dear friends, is on one of the very important topics, RC, and like I told you previously also, in VARC section there will be around can be between 3 to 5 passages, and each passage has 3 to 4 questions. So basically we are talking about here around 16 questions. That means around approx 50 marks in CAT. Yes, that is the criticality of this particular section. We have already given you 2 videos. RC basics we have covered. See, the reason of keeping only so less videos in such an important section is that RC is much about practice. So in first 2 videos we told you concept. You can refer our video number 3 to know the steps how to approach a passage. There were detailed steps were given and a sample passage was done. And video number 12 was about critical reasoning. So many a times in any passage question critical reasoning can be asked. Now we will have 3 videos on practice, starting with today's video, and 2 more videos will come, and in each video we will do 2 to 3 passage practice. After that you can do more practice in your free time, and we will try and give you more and more types of questions. So today's video is all about RC practice, and through 2 different passages we will be doing this. So third video in RC is about RC practice 1, and the way I have structured today's video is that we have taken 2 passages on different themes, and different types of questions are there. We will use the techniques that we discussed in first RC video, critical reasoning concepts that we discussed in second, and we will approach this passage. So let us begin. Okay, so like I told you previously also, while approaching any RC, first thing should be that number the paragraph in your rough sheet and write what that paragraph is all about. So let us begin. First paragraph: war, natural disasters and climate change are destroying some of the world's most precious cultural sites. Google is trying to help preserve these archaeological wonders by allowing users access to 3D images of these treasures through these sites. So basically passage 1 is all about the intro, and what it is talking about, it is talking about Google and its some initiative in which it is preserving these archaeological wonders by some 3D images. So just a basic intro. Then let us see the second paragraph. But the project is raising questions about Google's motivation and about who should own the digital copyrights. Okay, so Google was doing something 3D images of archaeological sites, but now question comes about the copyright. So second is basically a question mark, we can say, on the Google's approach. Second paragraph. And some critics are called it digital colonialism. Third paragraph. When it comes to archaeological treasures, the losses have been mounting. ISIS blew up parts of the ancient city of Palmyra in Syria, and an earthquake hit Bagan, an ancient city in Myanmar, damaging dozens of temples in 2016. In the past, all archaeologists and historians had for restoration and research were photos, drawings, remnants and intuition. So it is telling, third paragraph is about basically giving us background that why such an digital copy is required, because there can be some terrorist attack as well as some natural disasters which can destroy these monuments. Fourth paragraph. But that's changing. Before the earthquake began, many of the temples on the site were scanned. So see, now it is relating how Google's approach is helping. So these temples got damaged in earthquake, but before that only Google ने क्या किया था, उसको scan करके रखा था. These scans are on Google's art and cultural site. So basically even after getting destroyed, people can refer. Digital renditions allow viewers to virtually wander the halls of the temple, look up close at paintings and turn the building over to look at its chambers. Google Art and Culture work with museums and non-profits to put high quality images online. So fourth paragraph is basically give us the positive or advantage of this Google's initiative of converting the archaeological wonders into 3D images. Let us move to the next paragraph. What our fifth paragraph is saying: the images of temples in Bagan are a part of collaboration with okay, so SciArc is a NGO, non-profit organization, SciArc. So it is introducing, so Google is doing this initiative along with this non-profit organization that creates this 3D scanning of historic sites. Google says it does not make money. Okay, so Google is also saying that it is doing this initiative without making any money, but it fits it with Google's mission to make the world information available and useful. So Google is basically in 6th paragraph introducing Skyarc, and it is justifying that how this initiative is useful. Okay. Critics say that the collaboration could be an attempt by a large corporation to wrap itself in the sheen of culture. Ethan Wottrell, an archaeologist, professor at Michigan State University and a member of Society for American Archaeology, says he is not comfortable with the arrangement between Skyarc and Google. So here this arrangement is being questioned. Wottrell says this project is just a way of Google to promote Google. They want to make this material accessible so people will browse it and fill it with wonder by it, but at its core it all about advertisements and driving traffic. So here it is telling Google is not doing anything for non-profit, it is actually making profit. How? Through its advertisement model, which it usually does. Wottrell says these images belong on the site of a museum or educational institution where there is serious scholarship and a very different mission. Okay, so here they are telling that how Google is just saying something, but in a way it is making the profit. Let us move further. Any more paragraph is there or straight away questions are there? Let us approach. So we have more paragraphs. Next paragraph says that there's another issue with some archaeologists and art historians. Skyarc owns the copyright of these scans. Okay, so another negative it is telling. Google was saying that it is doing everything for the benefit of others, but here what we are learning that this NGO which is doing along with Google, it owns the copyright of the scan, not the countries where the site are located. So basically it means that tomorrow if they are making the scan copies of Taj Mahal, okay, and uploading, and something happens to that Taj Mahal, so this images, they are under the copyright of Skyarc and not the country India, which was actual owner of that particular monument. That means that country needs Skyarc's permission to use these images. So even the country in which that monument is located need the permission. Okay. Final concluding paragraph. Erin Thompson, a professor of art crime at John Jay College of Criminal Justice in New York City, says it is the latest example of Western nation appropriating a foreign culture, a centuries-long battle. Skyarc says it's copyright the scans so that no one can use them in inappropriate way. The company says it's worked closely with authorities during the process, even training local people to help. But critics like Thompson are not persuaded. She would prefer the scans to be owned by countries and people where these sites are located. So this 9th paragraph is more about conclusion, how Skyarc is justifying its action and how they are saying it is wrong. So this was all about this passage which is given to us. So a simple passage, not very complicated. By reading it once or maximum twice you will get the sense. Now let us see what our questions are there and let us approach. So very first question, in Dr. Thompson's view, Skyarc owning the copyright of scan is akin to. So we just learned that this company Skyarc, it is owning the copyright. So it is akin to means basically similar to, or we can say in a way it is linked to the illegal downloading of content from the internet. No, there was no reference to the illegal downloading. Seizing of ancient Egyptian artifacts by Western museums. It can be, because that earlier also it is similar. Na? Here it was telling that in a way a Western company is getting control of the foreign countries' artifacts. Tourists uploading photos of monuments onto social media, completely different. Digital platforms capturing user data for market research. So see, this digital platform capturing data was okay, but there is no mention of market research in the passage. So second is the most closest option, that will be the correct answer. Okay. So we like I told you in RC, there will be many options which are similar. So best approach is to eliminate the wrong options. Based on his views mentioned in the passage, one could best characterize Dr. Wottrell as being okay, dismissive of lay people's access to specialist images. No, he is not dismissive. Dismissive is a very strong word. Opposed to the use of digital technology. No, we cannot say he is opposed. This option is also ruled out. Uneasy about the marketing of archaeological images for commercial use. This can be one of the option. Critical about the links between a non-profit and commercial tech platform for distributing articles. So this. So first two options are clearly no. Now we need to reevaluate these two. Let us read these two again and see which is a strong one. Uneasy about the marketing of archaeological images for commercial use by firms. So first point is telling about the uneasiness, why he is not feeling okay. Critical about link between a non-profit and commercial tech platform. Yes, because see, in a way earlier it was telling that this organization is saying we are not making any profit, but then Google works on this advertisements and keywords, so it earns through that. So 4 is among 3 and 4, 4 is a better option. So go for option number 4. Let us see the next question. Of the following arguments, which one is least likely? Okay, so see, here it is also highlighted while evaluating also you need to see least likely. Means out of 4, 3 will be more related, 1 will be less. We need to find out that. To be used by companies that digitally scan cultural site. It provides images free of cost to all users. Okay. It helps preserve precious images in case the sites are damaged or destroyed. It allows a large corporation to project itself as a protector of culture. It enables people who cannot physically visit the sites to experience them. Of the following, which one is least likely to be used by companies that digitally scan the cultural sites? So least likely, this is least likely, na? Because that organization will say we are doing this because we are providing images free to everyone. We are preserving the sites. Yes. In case people cannot visit, see, you are sitting in India, but you can see a site located in Africa. So this also, but it will never say that it is projecting itself as the protector. So this is the least likely. Just because of change of words, this is the correct answer. Let us move to the next question. Which of the following, if true, would most strongly invalidate? Okay, so remember in critical reasoning we did that something which strong makes the argument strong and something which weakens. So invalidate means basically we have to find out the weaken or negation. Dr. Wattrell's objections. SciArc uploads its scanned images onto museum website only. So yes, this can be a very good answer, because if this is true, this will invalidate the objection, na? Because that SciArc, the non-profit organization which we are telling, it is uploading those images on the museum website only. So whatever earning will come, that will come to the website. Let us go through other 3 options. If there is any close option, we will then again evaluate. There is a ban on SciArc scanning archaeological sites into other countries. No. SciArc does not own the copyright on scanned images of archaeological sites. No. Google takes down advertisements on its website hosting SciArc scanned images. No. So none another option is close. So very clearly the answer is option number 1. So see my friends, how by structuring the paragraph, we even need not visit the paragraph again. It was such an easy paragraph. Just comprehend it, write some notes in your mind or on the sheet of paper, write the paragraph number, important point, and solve the questions. Let us move to second paragraph. Scientists, so it is a basically scientific paragraph related to some science aspect, but none the way. If we can get science, history. Being a CAT aspirant, we should be ready for any sort of theme. Scientists recently discovered that emperor penguin, so it is about some penguins, okay. One of the Antarctica's most celebrated species, employ a certainly unusual technique for surviving the daily chill. So here basically in first paragraph, it is telling that how this species is managing the cold temperature. Okay. As detailed in the article published today in journal Biology Letters, birds minimize heat loss by keeping the outer surface of their plumage below the temperature of surrounding air. At the same time, penguins' thick plumage insulates their body and keep it toasty. Okay. Researchers analyzed thermographic images taken over roughly a month during June 2008. During that period, average air temperature was 0.32 degree Fahrenheit. At the same time, majority of plumage covering the penguin's body were even colder. Surface of their warmest body part, feet, was average 1.76 degree Fahrenheit. Plumage on their head, so it is giving the temperature ranges minus 1.84. okay. Overall, nearly the entire outer surface of penguins was below freezing at all times except for eyes and beaks. Scientists also used a computer simulation to determine how much heat was lost or gained for each part of the body. So in second paragraph, it is telling the entire mechanism, how this bird is maintaining the temperature. So you might think that I am not a very like zoology student or why such science, but no, here we need to just comprehend, and questions will be based upon the given information only. Just read it, try to guess the sense. birds might paradoxically be able to draw very slight amounts of heat from air around them. Key to their trick is the difference. Okay, so how they are doing this bird? Two methods of heat transfer are there. So basically three are there. Science students will know it: conduction, convection, radiation. So this bird is basically using radiation and convection. So in your notes just mention paragraph 2, mechanism of heat control. Let us move to the next paragraph. Depending upon what passage questions are there, we will see if we need to understand all these temperatures and all. Third paragraph. Penguins do lose internal body temperature, body heat to surrounding air through thermal radiation, just as our body do on cold day. Because their bodies are warmer than surrounding air, heat gradually radiates outward over time, moving from warmer metal to colder to maintain body temperature. Penguins, like all warm-blooded, rely on metabolism of food. Penguins, though, have an additional strategy. Since their outer plumage is even colder than the air, simulation showed that they might gain back a little of this heat through thermal convection. Okay, the transfer of it via movement of fluid. As the cold Antarctic air cycles around their body, slightly warmer air comes into contact with plumage and donates minute amount of heat back to the penguin, then cycles away. So third is basically further details on the heat temperature maintaining, and it is mentioning about a convection process. All those details are there. Let us quickly move to the next paragraph. Most of this heat, the researchers note, probably doesn't make it all the way through the plumage and back to the penguins' bodies, but it could make a slight difference. At the very least, method by which a penguin's plumage wicks heat from the bitterly cold air that surround it helps to cancel out some of the heat that's radiating from the interior. So in fourth, radiation part. Third was about convection. Here radiation is being mentioned. And given the emperor's unusually demanding breeding cycle, every bit of warmth counts. Since penguins trek as far as 75 miles to the coast to breed, and male penguins do not eat anything during the incubation period of 64 days, conserving calories by giving up as much. So it is basically also telling why this entire thing is important, because 64 days they will be without food, they have to trek to 75 miles for their breeding and all. So this was what about passage. So a very scientific passage with lot of detail. We will see the questions and then approach. Okay. In the last sentence of paragraph 3, slightly warmer air and at a slightly colder temperature refer to what? So let's go to paragraph 3 and read these two expressions and then come back to the question. So last sentence of paragraph 3. Let us go to the last slide. Again, go back. So see, this is where this numbering mentions helps. Okay. So paragraph 3, last sentence. As the cold Antarctic air cycles around their body, slightly warmer air come into contact. Okay, warm air is coming in contact with the plumage, donates minute amount of heat back to the penguin, then cycle away at a slightly colder temperature. Okay, let us have a look at the options. What options are there in the questions? The air inside penguin's body kept warm because of metabolism of food and fall in temperature. No. The cold Antarctic air whose temperature is higher. Yes, slightly warmer air. Temperature is higher. So first part is correct. Slightly colder temperature and fall in temperature. Yes, this is correct. Let us read other two also. The air trapped in plumage is warmer and fall in temperature. So no, nothing was mentioned about this. Cold Antarctic air becomes warmer. No. So clearly option 2 is correct. So just by reading and comprehending, you can see that option number 2 is correct in this particular option. Which of the following best explains the purpose of word paradoxically as used by author? So paradoxically was used in paragraph number 2 as far as my memory goes. Let us go back to that paragraph, read the sentence and then come back. So see, here is the word paradoxically. Just read this sentence again. Scientists also used a computer simulation to determine how much heat was lost or gained from each part of the body, and discovered that by keeping their outer surface below air temperature, birds might paradoxically be able to do very little amounts of heat from the air around them. So this is what it is telling about the paradox. Okay, let us see the options. Keeping a part of their body colder helps penguin keep their body warmer. So yes, very first option. By reading you can see this is a paradox, na? They are keeping a part of the body cooler and that is helping them, keeping them warmer. Heat loss through radiation help despite no. Keeping their body colder helps penguin keep the plumage warmer. Heat gain through radiation. So clearly option number 1 is correct in this one. Let us move to the next question. All of the following, if true, would negate the findings of the study. So we have to tell all of the following, if true, would negate except. So 3 things will negate, 1 will not. The average air temperature recorded during the month of June in the area was -10. So if that would be it will negate. Yes, because in everything we are considering a temperature of 1 point some degree and above. In the first paragraph you can see average temperature of the feet of penguins was found to be 2.76. No, this will not negate. Temperature of plumage on the penguin's head were found to be, if all 3 were positive, this will also negate, because then it is more than the temperature, that 1.76 which was mentioned. Penguins' plumage were made of metal that did not allow heat transfer. This will also negate. So option number 2 is something which will not negate. So that is our correct answer. So understood, my dear friends, how by understanding of such a difficult, you need not understand that word by word meaning, just see how to comprehend it and then use it in the questions and options. That is what RC is all about. So today we have discussed 2 passages, done the practice. You continue doing it. See, there is lot of RC material available on net. If you are not able to find, let us know in comment section. We will provide you with practice passages, but try that from today till you appear in CAT. Still there are more than 1.5 months, around 50 days. Every day you practice at least 1 to 2 RC. Okay, in next video, my dear friends, we will do one of the maths topic, which is complex number. How you liked our today's video? What is your feedback? Please write to us on our mail ID meedu.study@gmail.com or in the comment section. In case of any suggestions, do let us know. We will incorporate it. If you are liking our content, like our video, share it and subscribe it. Thank you friends. Take care. Have a good day.